Hello everyone and welcome back to Brooksburk Zoo. Let's turn right here after the entrance and take a look at what we built in our new area here in the zoo last week. So the first week we built something new here in the Paradise Beyond. The complete new area here for the Tasmanian devils and for all the other animals that we got from the Oceania DLC. So last week's habitat was something very big, something very time consuming. It was the habitat for the little blue penguins. So here you can see their water area with their little beach area right on the back, and the restaurant that we built as well for our visitors. So the restaurant seems not to be that good because no one is going to eat there. Well, that might change in the future, hopefully. Well, in today's episode we are going to continue here in this area, the Paradise Beyond. The next habitat is going to be for the little quokka. And not for the quokka alone, but we are going to have a co-joint habitat for the quokka and the emu. So one more bird in here, yay! And before we start with it, and before I start commenting on what I'm doing right here, this is the perfect time for you to hit the like button for this video. That would help me out so much and help to grow my channel. So hit the like button right now, and if you've not done it before, hit the subscribe button as well. You know, subscribing to my channel is totally free and would help me out as well. So hit subscribe, hit like, and then we are going to continue with this video. So as I said, today we are building a habitat for the quokka and the emu. And I wanted to have a different kind of building this time. I wanted to have something like a little cabin or shed that you would see in the outback, really out in the outback, I think. So using all these wooden patterns here to create something like a little shed. And I wanted to have a shed that is combined for the quokkas and for the emu, but I wanted the quokkas to have a separate area in this shed where they can hide and go in and have a nap. So I wanted this little piece here on the left side that I already built for the quokka, and the main part of the building for the emu that is way bigger than the quokka is, so that they would need a little bit more space and a little more height of the building as well. Yeah, I was asking you guys for the animals that we are going to add here in this area, because we do have a lot of animals from the outback meanwhile in the game, which is such a cool thing, because in the beginning I was like, I would love to build a huge outback area for my zoos, but we don't have the animals. Yeah, we do have the animals now. So yeah, as I was thinking about the animals that we could use in here, or that we could give a home in here, you guys told me you wanted to see the emu, maybe the cassowary bird, the koalas, the platypus, and so on. And I think we are definitely going to have something for the platypus in here, for the koalas as well. And with today we are adding the emu, so I don't think that we are going to have the cassowary in here as well, because one big bird might be enough. And as I told you guys, I don't want Brooksburk Zoo to be an all animal zoo. I tried this with one of my first series, which was Swamp Lake Zoo, and it didn't turn out that great because performance wise, so I want to keep this zoo a little bit smaller. Yeah, I know it's definitely going to be a huge zoo. It already is a very big zoo, but I don't want it to be that big that you guys can download it from the workshop and have fun with it in the end when I once finish this one. So yeah, no too big birds, and I also do think that we're not going to have kangaroos in here, like the red kangaroo or the red-necked wallaby as well. So we're going to keep it with the quokkas, I think, for now. But maybe plans change in the future, you never know. Maybe we could have another combined habitat for the koalas and the red-necked wallabies. That might be a possibility. I will think about that and decide on it later, but right now I think we're happy with the animals we do have. So once we are adding the quokka, we only have 2 more animals from the Oceania DLC to add to this part of our zoo, which is the kiwi and also the flying fox. Yeah, I think it was the flying fox. I just can't remember the name in English, but yeah, it has to be that one. So that are the 2 animals that we're definitely going to add, and we're definitely going to add in the next 2 episodes. And after that, I am thinking of whether we are going to finish the Paradise Beyond area or we are going back to the castle where I already built for the rhinos. So yeah, just let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Should we finish this area before we go back to the castle, or should we start finishing the castle and then go back to this area here? I just don't know right now. Yeah, it's up to you what you guys decide, what you guys want to see. I'm happy with everything, whether it is this or it is the castle. So just let me know. Yeah, this is going to be a really busy week for me. Right now I don't have finished a new episode for Litchfield, which should come out on Wednesday, hopefully. I got myself into something very time consuming again. Building there, I just wanted to build a small habitat for the Tasmanian devils and nothing too big or spectacular, and then I started building something like an education or information center, and yeah, I was swept away by it, and it's getting a little bit bigger than I thought it would be, and I don't know right now if I can finish it until Wednesday, but I'm doing my best. And on Tuesday, so tomorrow, there's going to be the charity live stream that I'm doing, where I'm raising funds in aid of the WWF from the UK, and I'm very excited about that. And also a little bit scared because I don't have any plans in particular right now, and it is going to be tomorrow, what I'm going to do in that live stream. Yeah, for sure we are going to play in Planet Zoo, but what exactly are we going to do? I guess I have to think about that. I have to think about that very quickly, because yeah, it's let's have a look at the watch. Yeah, it's less than 24 hours when I'm recording the voiceover. No, it's less than 48 hours. Whew. Okay, when you are watching the video, it is less than 24 hours. So yeah, let's see how that will go. Yeah, so Tuesday the live stream, Wednesday Litchfield, Thursday and Friday nothing, and Saturday there's going to be the next real life zoo tour on my channel, which is going to be the Alpine Zoo in Innsbruck, Austria, which is also very exciting because this is a very special zoo. As I said, it's the Alpine Zoo, so there's only alpine animals that live in there. So if you are interested in this one, check out my channel on Saturday, and there's going to be the new real life zoo tour from Innsbruck, Austria. Okay, I wanted to have a small backstage area here in this, as we have not done something like that in the last episode for the penguins, so I thought it is time to do something like this again. You won't see me struggle with building the roof in here because I cut that part out, but somehow I got a little bit confused between the two grids that we do have in the game. So you can change that by choosing the world axe and the axe of your building, I guess. So I got a little bit confused, and with that the structure of the roof got a little bit off grid, and I noticed it when I was building the definite roof in the end. And so I had to make some changes. You might see it right now already, that those wooden beams that I was placing were a little bit off and a little bit in a weird angle, but I didn't notice it when I was building it, and so I had to find a solution in the end when I was building the roof. But first of all, let's do some interior here. Nothing very special, nothing that you haven't seen already, just using this wooden pattern here, having some metal beams around it, and putting some post-its on it, and then call it a day. Yeah, just a few working materials for our keepers in here as well. As I said, nothing that I haven't done before. I'm still having a hard time creating those backstage areas because there is only so much you can do, and I don't have the inspiration to do something very different, and I always find it hard to do something like this because in the end no one is using the materials that you're placing like this, so your keepers are not interacting with the materials and your animals as well, so it's always a little bit hard to motivate myself for building something like this. Yeah, as I said, I don't have any particular ideas to create something new in those areas. Yeah, as you could see, we now have the left part of the building that is not really connected to the part where our emus are. Just building some gates or some doors for the animals that you might be able to close it. Trying to make those two doors very similar to each other. Using those Arctic wooden pieces and this fence pieces that I usually don't use, but I thought they were fitting here very well, so I was going for that. So here we have our two doors, and now it's time for the roof. And I wanted the roof to be a little bit authentic, so I decided I wanted to go with this, just let me have a look what it is called in English. Tin. Yeah, I wanted to go with this tin roof. I hope this is the correct word, but I think so, because everything else doesn't make sense to me. Well, I also could say metal plate, but I think it is a tin roof, like the Tin Man from Oz. Yeah, that makes sense. So covering everything here with these tin plates. And as I was looking at the part that we already built here in this outback area, I was thinking that this is a little bit Litchfield that I'm bringing in here. This is what Litchfield could have looked like if I built it like this. And so I have, yeah, sometimes I have the feeling like I'm mixing things up a little bit too much. But I don't know. I wanted this area to be not really heavily themed, but pretty much themed, so that you could actually see that this is a completely new area, and the zoo had money and time to spend on creating this exciting new habitats for all these new animals here, so that we do have the classical part of the zoo in the center of the zoo, around the castle, and we have those newer areas like I said in the last episode, I think, like the Living Desert and the Paradise Beyond in here, where the zoo was investing very much in those new parts. Yeah, giving the whole thing a used look with those moss pieces and the dirt pieces in here, so that it looks a little bit more authentic. And unfortunately you won't see that much of me creating the actual habitat, so no planting and no rock work, because yeah, this didn't happen that often the last few weeks, but I forgot to record that part. So I hit the record button and I recorded everything that I did in the break. And when I actually wanted to record again, so creating the interior for the habitat and stuff like that, I accidentally stopped recording, so that this part is not in the video. But you will see me right now creating the fence for the habitat, just finishing the building and then creating the actual fence for the animals. And you will see the rest in the last few minutes of the video, when we are going to have a look at the animals and the actual finished habitat. So yeah. Yeah, right here I'm building the fence for this habitat. I wanted to have something new in here. First I wanted to try it with this piece here that we are also that we used also for the backstage area in our building, but in the end it just didn't fit as much as I wanted it to fit, so I decided to use some different building parts. I wanted to have something like a small fence that you actually could look over the fence into the habitat and not have to look through the meshed fence pieces, because I always find this very hard if you look at an animal habitat in a zoo and you have to watch through the fence. it's not that nice, and it is also hard to take photos, and so I didn't want to have this high fence. So I used this combination of mesh fence and wooden beams on top of it. And also for the backdrop of this habitat, I didn't want to use some kind of rock work with those fake rocks or something like that. So I decided to go for another fence with those wooden planks from the Australia DLC, which I really do love. You know that if you watch my videos, these are my favorite ones, because I really do like the color and the texture of these wooden planks. So yeah. Yeah, just doing it like this and using it as a backdrop, as I said, for the background of our habitat. Yeah, and the cool thing with the path on the back of it is that you actually, when you go up there, you can see into the habitat for the penguins, and when you turn around you can also see the quokka and the emus in there when you walk up there towards the restaurant. Yeah, just creating a little water feature where the animals can actually drink a little bit, and yeah, so that we don't have to place this water suspenders. I don't know the correct word, but you know what I mean. I hate to place those. Sometimes it's yeah, you have to do it because a habitat might be too small, or something like a little pond is not fitting in here. But yeah, at this part I thought this has to happen like this. Okay, some animal enrichment, some food enrichment, and here are the animals moving in right now into the habitat. I was hoping and praying once again that the animals could use everything and could go to everywhere. I was not that worried about the quokkas because I knew they were so tiny and they had to be able to leave and enter the building, especially leave with the big door and enter at the small door. But I was a little bit worried about the emus, but as you can see, it worked out totally fine. And yeah, so the habitat is already finished. Let's have a look at it and let's have a look at the animals. And if you didn't do it before, as I told you, this is the second best time to hit the like button for this video and also to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any further episodes on Brooksburk Zoo, Litchfield Zoo, my real life zoo tours, my live streams, and everything around the channel of Bake and Play. So if you enjoyed it, I said it, hit the like button, and I hope you guys will tune in next week as well, when we are going to continue here in Brooksburk Zoo with the last habitat for the new Oceania DLC animals, which is going to be the habitat for the kiwi bird. So bye guys, and take care of yourself.